Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. We will begin shortly. Hello, hello. Good to see you. I know I am super excited about this. We'll begin here shortly. I am so excited. And today we'll be talking about how to turn your ambitions to notable achievements. And I think this is a very much needed topic, especially for career professionals as you're navigating your career path and all that. And I know people have their own ambitions, and then the main thing is, how do I connect, or how do I turn these ambitions to achievement? And I am so excited that we have an amazing guest with us today who will be sharing some light on that. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. So I'll get right into it because we want to make the most of the time. So again, welcome everyone. I welcome you to today's show, and we will be discussing how to turn your achievement, your personalized achievement your ambitions into achievement. All right, and we're going to explore a few things, and I want to set some ground rules here. All right, and that is that you can have it all and be it all. We must understand that you can have it all and be it all. The question to you I want to pose to you is that, can you say that for yourself? Can you have it all and be it all? And it is possible. The key part of it, here's the catch, is that you must ensure that you are in alignment with purpose. When you are in alignment with your life's purpose, the decisions you make, the aspirations, the ambitions, and things that you have, you will be able to drive it forward because you are driven by purpose. So you can have it all, you can be it all, if you are allowing the purpose that God has given you to steer you, okay, in that direction. All right, so let's get right into it. We have our special guest with us today, and that is none other than Dr. Janet Entry. So I'm going to read a little bit about her, and then we will call her to join us here. So let me introduce Dr. Entry. Dr. Entry is a professor of chemistry. She's a passionate STEM educator, a researcher, a dynamic speaker. She obtained her PhD in pharmaceutical sciences with a concentration in medicinal chemistry from The Ohio State University under the College of Pharmacy, where she currently serves as a faculty member. She holds a bachelor's degree in chemistry from the State University of New York at Binghamton. Her research focuses on diseases such as HIV and leishmaniasis, a neglected tropical disease with a high prevalence in sub-Saharan Africa and other developing countries. Her contributions to the field has led to publications in high impact journal. In addition, she has served in many leadership roles, including chair of chemistry department, diversity and inclusion committee member. She's also a faculty advisor for student organization. Dr. Entry is an advocate for minorities in STEM. She constantly seeks to consistently seeks to coach and mentor students that are pursuing STEM degrees and career. In her spare time, she loves to sing, she loves to cook, spend time with her friends and family, especially her husband and daughters. So without further ado, let us welcome Dr. Entry to the platform. I am so excited to have her on. Let us welcome Dr. Entry as she shares some light on how to turn your ambitions to notable achievement. So while us people, okay, so I'm going to have her on right now. Who is ready? The show has officially begun. Share this with somebody. It's going to be very insightful. So make sure you share this live with everyone. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Can you
I
hear me?
can hear you just fine. Welcome,
Perfect.
welcome,
Thank
welcome
you.
to this.
Thank you.
I can see your members are also in line, just joining in as well. Good to have you. Thank you so much for saying yes to being here and for us to have a little real talk. We're going to have real talk. We're going to share all the stories and all that. So let's get right into it. So before we go on, I wanted to find out, I mentioned earlier that you can have it all and be it all. Now, do you agree with that statement, or what does it all mean? I said that there was a catch. You have to be in alignment with purpose. Does that resonate with you? Can you share some light on what you think about that statement? As a career professional with so much ambition, can they have it all and be it all?
Yes, I believe so. I believe you can have it all because your all is
Mhm.
not somebody else's all.
Exactly. Okay.
So my all, I can have my all. Why not? Because I'm a person of faith and
Mm-hmm.
I believe that I can do all that God has gifted me to do.
Yes.
Right. And so, per what God has gifted me, I can do it all by His grace. Yes.
And you can have it all.
And yes, you can have it all because if God gives it to you, then He will make sure that it is well with your soul. God
Mm.
will not give us bad gift. So because it's not me doing my assignment and it's me obeying God and walking in the will of God, I can have it all. I want all of everything that God has for me. Give it, God, give it all of it. And of course, when God gives it to you, you can be it all because He will give you the strength to do it.
Yeah, because you hear this statement that you can be it all. You have, but I think that there's not an understanding of what that all is. And so that's what I wanted to, before we get there, we are, as someone who is driven, you have to be driven the right way. And
Yep.
driven by your purpose, which is obtained from God, then you can do it all. So when you think about your potential to become this person, it is, um, how do I put it? It's is there some depth to it? Is it an over like a uncovering wooden process? It never ends. There's always different depths. Or do you feel that with your journey, do you feel like you have it all? You are at that stage where you think this is it. This is it for me.
No, I don't have it all. I mean, I believe I can have it
I
all,
can.
but I don't think that you can reach your all at one time. Or like you're in a season where this is it. You have arrived at your all. I don't believe that. I believe that you will grow and discover your all and you will walk in it stage there's stages for everything. So at this stage there is still growth that I have to get to accomplish what God has called me to do. You know how when God gives you a vision, He's not going to tell you go here, go there, go there.
Yeah.
Like the whole story is never clear. But when you take one step, then He takes you to the next step. Then He takes you. So where I am today, I didn't think that I would be doing what I am doing today when I was somewhere yesterday. I knew that I was going somewhere, but I didn't know how exactly it would be. So right now that I'm at this stage, I know there is more. And I'm like, God, I see you. Take me deeper, Lord. Take me higher,
Cool.
Lord.
Our potential. Yes, yes.
Bring it all. I'm not on TV yet. I'm going to be on TV one day. There's so much more that God wants to do. And so, no, I can have it all, but not at the same time. Or you don't get to a place where you feel like this is it. I believe the God that we serve, he keeps unfolding, he keeps unveiling.
Yes. It's like you just keep on going. So this might be your current ambition. You might have this ambition and drive to accomplish something. But as soon as you get there, you realize that another part, like in your career, in your family, is just opened up. And so it's never, the achievement is never, it's never a destination. It's an unlock, it unlocks even more. And so that's great. Thank you for sharing light on that. So for those of you who are joining in right now, we have Dr. Entry with us, who is a professor of chemistry, a STEM educator, researcher, and dynamic speaker. Amazing, amazing. And we're so honored for her to be here. So before we go further, the title is to turn your ambitions to achievement. But I just want to make sure that everyone is clear about what ambition is, or what that means. When we're talking about ambition, it could mean your career ambition, it could mean your educational goals, it could mean your financial dreams, it could mean your personal development. These are things that resonate deeply with you, right? These are things that brings out a strong desire. But as we know, desire is not the only thing that will get it. There are some things that we must put in place. But the nature of today's live, we'll touch on some aspect of it, and maybe another time also, either the same or something else. But it's definitely important to recognize. So if you are here, we can put in the chat, what are some of your ambitions, career ambitions, financial dreams, personal goals, educational goals? Go ahead and put that in the chat, and that will give also opportunity for Dr. Entry to share some light in that area because of her experience. So when we talk about going from ambitions to achievement, looking at it, it require three essential elements. That's what I want us to talk about today. It requires three essential elements: clarity. And so we'll talk about the three. So let's want to talk about the clarity part. Can you share some light on it? What first of all, what motivates you to show up in your space? You're a coach, you're a speaker, you are a professor, and I can see your gifting showing. So anyway, just tell us what motivates you. I the number one job.
Yes, we know the God factor. We can't take that out. But beyond that, so I would say, because I found my identity in Christ, and I knew that as a believer, as a child of God, there's an assignment for me. So I got saved in my teens. I was a teen when I got saved. Mm-hmm. So I got saved before I even went to college. So I would say in my teens when I got saved, I realized that God has a purpose for me. God has an assignment for me. So I, at that very teen age, began to figure out what that is. God, what do you have for me? And like I said, God, he won't tell you the full story, but one thing that you have to do as somebody who has ambition, you have to do work. You have to take steps. Yes. It's manna is not going to fall from heaven. You have to move. You have to take steps. Mm-hmm. And so I took my education very seriously. Mm-hmm. And I would always do my work and always try to be the best I can. So while on the journey of education, I got clarity that I was good with chemistry. It was very clear that
you were on
the journey. As I was doing work, I was taking different classes and doing well in school, but something about chemistry became so evident in my high school days. So right at that stage, I knew that chemistry is not something that clicks for everybody, but for some divine orchestration, that thing has clicked for me in a way that I began to then ask, what can I do with this clarity? It stood out. I loved every subject. I was doing well in every subject, but something about chemistry stood out. So that was one early clarity that I got, which has led me actually, everything I do now is tied to this chemistry. It's that one thing that stood out that has led me all the way to professorship, even the coaching I do now. It's been getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger at every stage. So the one clarity for me in this ambition was finding that I liked and I was good at chemistry.
I see. So what I'm getting from your story is that the ambition comes from a place of like on your journey, there's a knowing that this stands out. So it's not, we have to be careful about pursuing somebody else's ambition. We have to be we have to be careful about going with the norm and thinking it's our ambition. It's something on your journey, it's like poof, shows up. But the key thing is that you must be in your journey. So if someone will ask, well, how do I know I'm in my journey? If the thing is that being proactive, being in that space, being in that space is so necessary. And you mentioned something. So you love science, you took your education seriously. Not everyone takes education seriously. Not saying that if you don't take your education seriously, you are doing something wrong. But because of how special it is for you, you are now in educational field. As you're still teaching, as a coach, you're teaching, as a professor, you're still teaching. I mean, all that you're doing, I can see the gift of your teaching all over. So did you go after teaching, or did you go after PhD? Was that what you were going for, or you were just living and you see what I mean?
That's
what right. Ambitious go after?
Okay. So once, I found out that I was good at chemistry, I began to then question what I could do with that thing. I just knew that it was divinely done, because I don't know where I got it from. Like, why did my brain just capture this? So I'm like, God, what do we want to do with this? This chemistry thing that I have found in my journey, what do I do with it? And so that's where you start to see what you can do. So for me, I consider clinical careers like medical doctor, and I tried it out. As in, I interned when I was in high school. I shadowed doctors. I interned, and I knew quickly the hospital setting was not for me either. Yeah. So the God told me the chemistry is not going to go to a hospital. So I ruled that out, and I was like, okay, it's not going to go to a hospital because I cannot stand the hospital. I only go there to have babies and I leave. I don't want to stay there, for my 9 to 5. I couldn't see myself in a clinic for that long. And I knew that about myself. And so therefore, what's left? I thought about research, like industry, and working in companies and working in retail. But guess what? On the journey in undergrad now, I found that I'm very good at teaching and explaining.
Yes.
So the chemistry, I will be able to teach it to someone else. I will be able to explain it to someone, and it'll make sense to them. And I enjoy that.
Yes.
So that's when I was like, okay, so maybe the chemistry can convert to teaching. Yeah. So it's like one clue leads to the next clue. And then you keep seeing yourself in the ambition and where God is taking you. But one thing that's consistent is, like, of course, the desire to work, the desire to ask questions, the desire to grow. And as a young person, that's what I did. I never, compromised on anything. Even though I like chemistry, I still had to take biology. I still had to take physics. Yeah. You still have to go through the process in order to get to the final destination. Yes. So in high school, I found chemistry. In undergrad, I added the teaching because I was a tutor, and I enjoyed that. I was tutoring, handing out papers, grading papers, and I enjoyed that, and student interaction. I loved myself in school. I could see myself in the building. I was in lab. I joined undergraduate lab. I could be in lab for evening hours, and that didn't bother me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I got another clue that this academia thing, I could be here. Because I believe that God's not going to give you something that isn't going to line up with what He has called you to do. So once you are constantly before Him and praying and lining up, everything sort of lines itself up. So that's what happened for me and how I ended up in academia.
So what I'm getting from your story is that you were learning on your journey. That's it. And a lot of times we have to be reminded of that. If you want to if you want to figure out the direction you're supposed to go in, visions to realities or achievement, you must be on your path first, and then what I'm hearing from your story is that drives you because there's such clarity. So the clarity comes with the motivation. Is that it? You feel like
Definitely.
me, and so you're not pulling energy from anywhere. It just seems like it's coming out of you.
Yeah, it starts to feel natural when
Nat-
you are in alignment.
wow.
Nothing felt forced.
Yes.
I never felt that I was in the wrong place because I would ask questions and I would observe things and I would grow very quickly at every stage so that nothing felt so forced. Everything felt very aligned and I would grow through it, but nothing could shake me off of that path because the clarity I had was very, very strong.
It's very strong.
So yes, there's growth through it, there's learning through it, but nothing took me off the rail.
That's awesome. That's so beautiful. I hope that you're learning something. Give me a 1 if you're learning something. This is great. And also, if you have any questions, please put that in the chat as well. We'll make sure to answer some of your questions. So as we are moving on, what are we discussing? We're discussing how to change or turn your ambitions. It could be your educational goals. It could be your career goals or personal development goals. How to put it into how to bring it to fruition. And one of the things that Dr. Entry is talking about is that, first of all, there has to be clarity. You can't just hope and be ambitious about anything and everything. That's where stress comes in. That's where doing things that doesn't feel right. People are going to financial goals. But man, if one resonates deeply with you, if there's an alignment, it feels the idea is to make millions to you, so let's not try to mix these things and hope and have ambitions that ends up not aligning with us. So we talked about how it's important that these things align with you. So one of the things that is required is clarity, and you spoke a lot about. The next thing that is necessary to be able to drive your ambition to fruition is confidence. Do you think that there are people that have confidence and others that do not, and there's nothing they can do about it? There are some people born with confidence, or do you feel like it's a that you gain on the job? Does it, if something is clear to you, does it make you more confident? You share lights on that.
Yes. Whoa, that one is heavy, but I'll try to unpack it.
Yes.
So confidence, yes, you need to graduate from clarity into confidence, because if you don't have that confidence, you will keep doubting and your clarity will be tainted. And so for me, there is levels of confidence. How confident I was in undergrad with my knowledge of chemistry is not the same way as I am. I've been practicing this field for years now. At that time, I had the confidence for that stage that was necessary for me to finish. I didn't doubt that I was good at this thing. I did not doubt it. So I majored in chemistry and I graduated with my chemistry degree, and I needed confidence to do chemistry because a lot of people around you are not going to like the subject. At least that's the thing that I hear a lot. I don't like chemistry. I don't like chemistry. So if you don't have confidence, you will give up
You will give up.
And you will go to the other side and start questioning your whole thing. So you need to have confidence. And at the time, I knew that this thing God has gifted me is good. So I'm going to hold on to it and I'm going to grow. And at that level, you know, there are levels to confidence. At that level, I had enough confidence to finish and see myself through that first degree.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, when I went into my second degree, which was my doctoral program, the level builds because with more knowledge, with growth, with developed, enhanced skills, you get more confident with time.
Yes.
But you need it. Otherwise, you will give up very quickly. Somebody can come tomorrow. I am so confident in what I'm doing in this stage of my life that you can't come to me with a new idea and I'll just hop on it. No way. No way. I have so much clarity that no, if it's not in alignment, I can quickly tell this is going to take me off of the track. So you need confidence so that because distractions will happen. People always have something to say. There's going to be new things coming up all the time. But that one thing, you will see chemistry has been very consistent throughout everything. So that was the clarity, and it stayed and it stayed and it grew into where I am today. So yes, hopefully I answered your question.
You did. I just, so what I'm getting from your story here is that having the clarity doesn't make it easy. You know, some people, it doesn't, because people are looking for the easy way out. No, if it resonates with you, you have all that you need accomplished. And we'll talk about the third part later. But it doesn't make it easy, but it makes it possible. And you are talking about how the confidence builds in stages. And I think that's so profound, because sometimes we may think that we have to master this somewhere, courage from nowhere, pull from where you are at what level and show up. And then once you gain more and more clarity, you just keep on showing up in your space. But first, you have clarity. And so is confidence a skill per se that you build, or, what are some ways a person can build this confidence in their area?
Number one, you have to be locked in. You have to be locked in. You have to make up your mind about something and be ready to commit to something. Once you have that clarity, commit. When you commit to something, you're going to grow in it. So if you lack confidence, you have self-doubt and you're always questioning a lot. But practical thing you can do is, first of all, know, again, and I'm going to pull the faith in, know who has called you, whose you are, what side you're on, who's backing you, what's giving you the strength. My confidence also comes from the fact that I know that God has gifted it to me.
Yes.
And when God gives me something, God will give me the ability to do it. So my confidence is not necessarily in the skill, in the chemistry alone, but my confidence is built on God. So with God, it helps me to renew my mindset. When I start to have doubts about what it is that I'm doing, I have to quickly find a scripture that will help me renew my mind. So if I start feeling like, oh, I don't belong, I'm a Black girl, I'm a woman, chemistry is not for me, everybody in my field is a man, and all my advisors, everybody is a man. You start to have all these self-doubts. Then I quickly have to remind myself, personally, I use the word of God. Then I have to remind myself, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And so I'm not moved by who's there, what they're doing. I need to keep my eyes locked in. I need to keep very focused on this clarity that God has given me. And He Himself will navigate the path. And so to build confidence, to summarize, you have to be focused. You have to be locked into your clarity. Then you have to renew your mind. I renew my mind in the Word of God. Then you have to surround yourself with people who speak life into you. So I also have the backing of my father, my parents, my siblings, my husband. I have so much support around me to also encourage me. And so my circle also helps me to build confidence. And what you listen to, what you feed your ears with really goes deep into your soul. And so I'm very, very particular. I don't share everything with everybody because you don't never know who's going to speak evil into your heart and say and discourage you. As a woman, I never used to talk about my dream of wanting to be a professor until I got there. People knew I was in school for a long time, but I don't think they knew what I was doing in school or what I was trying to do.
That's a big...
Yeah, so because somebody would say, as a woman, why are you going for a PhD? You're going to be in school for so long. When are you going to get married? When are you going to have kids? All this negativity can really hurt your confidence and make you question the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I'm very picky with my circle. I'm very picky with what I listen to. I am positive vibes and positive God word only. Like, don't bring negative. I don't want to hear it. So really, those things help me to stay confident on my journey.
Wow, that's amazing. I hope that you all picked some valuable points there, just understand it matters not only you, it's also around you, being particular about who speaks into your life. That's amazing, because sometimes it's you that you feel you got the clarity, you got the motivation to keep going, not the neighbor, not even your parents. God gave you that. And so when you are very quick to share a very tender dream to everyone and anybody, be prepared for that dream to be cut short. Someone will say you have these financial goals or educational goals or career goals. You have to be very mindful of who you share with and how you share it with, because some people are so much into your progress that they will talk you out of your own journey.
So true. It's so true.
Once it's about even the ones who care so much about
you. Sometimes you think they mean well, but sometimes the closest person to you that the enemy will use to distract you. I'm so thankful that at that time I was not on social media. You wouldn't know what I was doing. You would have no idea what I was doing until I got that 3 stripes. That's when I was like, okay, let me come out. Even after that, I worked for like 3 or 4 years before I recently started like sharing and expanding my reach and whatnot. But for a long time, I was hidden. And it was good for me because being a Ghanaian woman doing, chemistry and STEM and PhD, oh my goodness, I already knew what I will be hearing. So I kind of didn't want to hear it. I knew I would be in school for 10 years or so. And there are people going to tell you, why are you going to school for so much as the woman? I did not want to hear any of that. So I just kept it quiet, kept it hidden. Only my close friends knew what I was doing, but nobody would know.
So that's the part that I think that we need to all shed light on, and just to make sure that everybody grasps that. It's to build confidence. Sometimes we think about, I have to take this class and I have to fake it till I make it, pretend all is well. No, once you have the clarity, it's going to be the one to fuel you on. Mindful at share with those around you, even the ones that are closest to you, because in an attempt to help you, because they're figuring like, man, she's struggling, in an attempt to help you, they will talk you out of this vision that God gave you. And so be mindful of that, and then understanding that it requires an incubation stage, because that's where you build your foundation. So when you come out there, people are like, why are you doing this? Why people have their questions, it doesn't move you. Even the more builds you to say, man, I wish you knew there was this aspect of it. So for me, that's what I'm so passionate about, the STEM field. That over the summer, for me, my passion is helping high school students be able to be exposed to science if they are interested in it, the STEM field, you know. But maybe some of my colleagues are more into the research aspect of it, you know. But I have to understand my strength
Mm-hmm.
and to confidence of
That's
that.
right.
It's very important that you keep that in mind. Then one of the things I want to also show is that you are tested and you'll be tried.
Oh yeah.
Don't,
Oh yeah.
because it's a wonderful thing, it's going to go all
Are
tested.
you kidding?
Right. So that goes on to my third one as we shed light on it. So the first one on how to turn any ambition to achievement is has to resonate with you, your purpose. Number one, we talked about clarity. Number two, we talked about confidence. And the third one is resilience.
That one.
Because we think, some people may think that if it's not going the straight direction that it should go, then it's not for me.
That's right.
It will be.
Oh my
It will be.
days.
But resilience is your ability to adapt and endure.
Endure. That's one.
I want to know, can you tell us about some challenges? Because you knew you wanted to teach, you knew you loved chemistry.
Yeah.
Some challenges you faced and how you developed the resilience to actualize this dream.
I would say my journey ran very smoothly from high school, undergrad. It was graduate school that got me, almost got me. But the grad school. So grad school hit me the very first year of grad school. I was shaken. That's when it shook me.
That's a question.
You know, because by the grace of God, I was a straight A, B student in high school. I was straight A, B student in undergrad. Then I come to Ohio State to get my doctorate.